My in-laws insisted we fund my sister-in-law's wedding instead of our own, so I decided they weren't welcome at ours. A wedding is meant to be a joyful celebration of two people uniting, a moment to cherish love and embark on a shared journey. But for me, what should have been a happy milestone became a clash with my wife's parents that made us rethink our understanding of family. Their shocking demand to pay for her sister's wedding rather than ours didn't just overstep boundaries, it obliterated them. Here's how it all unfolded. Sarah and I had been together for 5 years when I proposed. We met at a work-related conference, and from our first conversation, I knew she was extraordinary. Sarah was compassionate, intelligent, and endlessly giving. While my family was tight-knit and supportive, Sarah's family dynamic was far more complex. Her parents, Karen and David, judged their children based on accomplishments and appearances. Sarah was always the dependable daughter, the one who worked diligently, resolved issues, and stayed out of trouble. Her younger sister, Olivia, was the opposite, pampered, self-entitled, and used to being the family's focal point. Despite these challenges, Sarah was my soulmate, and I wanted nothing more than to make her happy. The proposal was magical. A quiet dinner at our favorite spot, followed by a heartfelt moment where I asked her to be my wife. She said yes, and for a time it felt like we were floating on air. But when we shared our engagement news, her parents' reaction was lukewarm at best. While my family rejoiced, Karen offered a half-hearted, "It's about time," and David barely looked up from his phone. Sarah downplayed it, but I could see the hurt in her eyes. We began planning our wedding, opting for a modest, heartfelt ceremony in a rural setting with only our closest loved ones. It wasn't about grandeur. It was about celebrating our bond in a way that felt true to us. But soon after, Sarah's younger sister, Olivia, announced her own engagement. While I was initially pleased for her, it quickly became clear that her plans were overshadowing ours. Olivia envisioned a lavish wedding with a designer dress, a high-end venue, and a guest list fit for a celebrity gala. Her parents were ecstatic, praising Olivia's plans and offering to cover much of the cost. Sarah, always the supportive sibling, congratulated Olivia and even offered to assist with planning. But I could sense Sarah felt pushed aside. A few months into our engagement, Karen and David invited us for dinner. We thought it was a simple family get-together, but as the evening unfolded, their true intentions surfaced. They explained that Olivia's wedding would be costly, and they believed it was only fair for Sarah and me to contribute financially. They argued that since our wedding was smaller, we didn't need as much money and could delay our plans to help Olivia have her dream wedding. They presented it as a family duty, claiming it would benefit everyone. Sarah was floored. She'd always been the obedient daughter, but this request was absurd. As her parents pressed on, I felt my frustration grow. It wasn't just about the money, it was the blatant favoritism and entitlement. In the weeks that followed, Karen and David intensified their efforts to guilt Sarah into agreeing. They called her constantly, using emotional tactics to paint us as selfish for focusing on our own wedding. Olivia, meanwhile, employed subtle jabs, sending Sarah lengthy messages about how her wedding was crucial for the family's image and how it was her moment to shine. At one point, Olivia sent us a detailed breakdown of her wedding costs, totaling a staggering $75,000, with a note suggesting we cover nearly half. The nerve was astounding. Sarah, who had always struggled to confront her parents, felt conflicted. She didn't want to stir up drama, but she knew their demand was unfair. I supported her, reminding her that our wedding was about us, and we didn't owe anyone justification for prioritizing our joy. The tipping point came when her parents accused us of being ungrateful and fracturing the family. They claimed we were envious of Olivia and trying to ruin her wedding by refusing to help. That was when I knew we had to draw a line. Sarah deserved to enjoy her engagement and wedding without her family's toxicity. Together, we made the tough call to bar her parents and Olivia from our wedding. It wasn't a decision we made lightly, but it was essential for our peace of mind. Sarah was nervous about the consequences at first, but over time she felt a sense of freedom. Our wedding day was everything we'd dreamed of. The rural venue was stunning, the weather was ideal, and the atmosphere was filled with love and warmth. Surrounded by friends and family who truly supported us, Sarah and I exchanged vows in a ceremony that felt deeply personal and significant. Without her parents and sister, there was no tension or drama, just pure joy. Several guests approached us at the reception, commending how we'd handled the situation. They shared their own experiences with entitlement and praised us for standing our ground. In the weeks after the wedding, Sarah's parents tried to salvage their image. They spread rumors among extended family, portraying us as the villains who excluded them without cause. But the truth eventually surfaced. Many relatives had seen their behavior firsthand and supported our choice to set boundaries. Some even distanced themselves from Karen and David, recognizing their toxic favoritism. As for Olivia, her wedding fell short of expectations. Many guests declined to attend, and the financial burden strained her relationship. It was a clear lesson that entitlement and excess rarely lead to fulfillment. Reflecting on it now, I'm proud of how Sarah and I navigated this ordeal. Standing up to her parents was challenging, but it was vital for our well-being. By prioritizing our happiness and setting firm boundaries, we created a wedding that truly reflected our love and commitment. For anyone facing similar struggles, know this: you have the right to put your happiness first and establish boundaries, even when it's tough. Genuine love and support come from those who respect your choices, not those who try to control or manipulate you.